Well, I'm a paranormal investigator for over 25 years. So, we're going to be talking tonight about the Mr. Pete man who showed up in my photograph, and I call him Mr. Pete because that was the name that was on the gravestone that he was standing behind.
Oh my God. First off, I wanted to say, if you guys want to help support the channel, you can actually help do this and protect yourself with an EMP shield. Marfooglenews.com/EMP. There's many different devices. All right, so let's now grab another first-time caller. I'm super excited for this. Cosmic Society.
Okay, Mark.
I've got a link here. I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah.
Calling from Connecticut. What's your story?
Well, I'm a paranormal investigator for over 25 years. And I've been trying to call in. I've been watching your show for about 2 years. And, I see people talking about their ghost stories on your show. And I thought you should see some of my photographs. So I think you're going to be looking at, I have tons of stories. I do slide presentations. And I've been on, several television shows and written a couple books about ghost stories. And I also am the director of Haunted Connecticut Tours. So we're going to be talking tonight about the Mr. Pete man who showed up in my photograph, and I call him Mr. Pete because that was the name that was on the gravestone that he was standing behind.
Oh my God.
So
that is freaky.
You see him?
Oh yeah, and it was so creepy when I did. Do you guys see him?
Did your hair stand up?
Do you guys see him? Put in the chat where you see him, because it's actually, you could easily look at this picture for 10 minutes and not see him, but once you see him, you can't unsee him.
If you scroll down, there's a blow up there. I think there might be two, like with different tone, to the picture.
Okay, I'm gonna
scroll down a little bit.
Okay. So cool. I would, this is. What a unique
So
job.
I'll tell you, while you're looking at the pictures, so the next one you'll see it's blown up, and you know how it gets pixelated, but there's no mistaking there's a man there. And how it all started, this picture actually propelled me into television and into doing the tours and writing the books. Several television shows and like local area places wanted me to come on their news shows and just talk about it, and it just, everything went from there. Here I am 25 years later helping people that are afraid to be in their houses, and working with incredible people. So in any event, how this happened was, I was married at the time, my kids were little, we were coming from a birthday party, and this was before digital cameras. Driving along, coming home, and I had this overwhelming feeling I needed to jump out of the car and run over to the cemetery and take a couple photos. The ex-husband was, like, what's wrong? I could think he thought I was going to get sick or something. And the last two photos on the roll of film, I just snapped them into the cemetery. And then one, like the overview is the first picture you saw. And then there's another picture where I kind of zoomed into the one area. And, back in the olden days, we used to send our film into a place called Clark Labs because it was cheap. And there wasn't even 1 hour photo yet. And got the photos back, and it's, birthday party, and, where we were coming from. And then the last two photos, there was this man standing there. And so many strange coincidences, which I don't believe in. I took the photo, I went back to the cemetery, I located the gravestone, and then I found the names on the gravestone, and I said, okay, I have to find out who this family is. So I went to the local library, to the reference section, which you can't take those books home with you, and started doing research. So there was an 800-page reference book. I stuck my thumb in and flipped it open, because it's like the most boring book you'd ever want to read. And I just flipped it open, and this word jumped out at me, and the word was the name of a tiny little town out in Pennsylvania where my mom came from. And it led me to all these connections to this family where this man standing behind the gravestone. So, I mean, one thing led to another. It was just so crazy. And then, I don't know, maybe 2 months later, if you scroll down a little more, you'll see the actual gravestone. So I'm looking at these pictures, and I looked at this gravestone picture, and I turned it sideways. And when I turned it sideways, that same man's face is in the moldy gook, the lichen that collects on gravestones. And so it was just, there he is. So, of course, like all the local newspapers and stuff got, really excited about it. And it just, one thing led to another. And then maybe another month later, I happened to be home by myself, sitting on the couch. It was late at night. Everybody was in bed except me. And I went to the kitchen to get a cup of tea. I was opening the refrigerator to get half and half. And the telephone, which was on the wall, it caught my attention. I looked over, and there he was. He was melded. I could still see the phone, but there was this man, and he wasn't looking at me. He was looking straight ahead. His arms were crossed over his chest, and his white shirt was glowing. I think that's what caught my attention. And I slowly closed the refrigerator, and he faded away. I went and sat on the couch and just sat there, and I was like, did I just really see that? And as I was thinking that, little trinkets started falling off the windowsills I had in the bathroom. And I mean, it's just so crazy. So all of these years later, I've done so much research, come to find out that here's one of the coincidences. His family, his ancestors out in Pennsylvania, where my mom was from, where that one word jumped out of an 800-page book at me when I stuck my thumb in. I met with his ancestors, and come to find out, his, great-great-great-grandson, because this was the 1700s, this gravestone, was the nurse who was in the hospital when my grandmother died. Like, his ancestor was with my ancestor, in the hospital hundreds of years later. So that's just one of my stories, Marv, and I have several more. So, there's so many things I love to talk about, and I love your show. I love the Foogle fam. I've never felt, more friends in this lonely existence of being a truther. So I just want to thank everybody for everything.
Thank you for making this so interesting, and thank you for the story. The first picture by far is the one that gives you the most chills, and I think that's probably why that kind of sprung you into doing this. And now, it's changed your life, like it says on your website. So I appreciate you calling in, and I would love for you to call in again too. I don't understand why some folks have such a hard time calling in. I guess one thing too, Tuesday, Wednesdays, the slow nights, those are good nights to call in and get a hold of me. I just really, I really can't say enough about, folks like you calling in and sharing your stories, because I'm sure there was plenty that thought that this was absolutely fascinating, especially that photo, man. That is just gets it. And then the other one of the orbs, everything. There's a lot of people that relate to these kind of stories, so I would really love for you to call back again. And of course now, if you don't mind, if we do have your number, if we have any kind of questions around that kind of thing, if it's okay, we'll call you on that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, Marf. I mean,
I'd love to have you on for. I would love to have you on for, as a paranormal investigator, get your view on a couple things. If something pops up, we can get you on and as a kind of a expert testimonial or something.
That sounds fine. I would love to do that. And the thought just totally went out of my head. Oh, I do have, I go under Donna Kent in the chat. And because I'm a bad marketer, I really should be using the Cosmic Society. I started a YouTube channel. It's got all my old TV shows like Maury Povich.
Oh, cool.
I don't even. Yeah, I've been on with with so many different. The last one I think I did was Gordon Ramsay, the Hotel Hell. But yeah, so I started a little YouTube channel. I'm absolutely not good at it. But if you could, let people see it, that would be great.
Are you kidding?
And I'd love to, answer questions.
So,
yeah.
Now, is the channel Cosmic Society or is it something else?
It's Cosmic Society, all one word.
Ah, that's why. Okay, so Cosmic Society, all one word. Boom, there it is. Okay, and then I'm going to full screen this. Look at this. There's Maury, there's Sightings, Bravo channel. You've been on all of the whole circuit. That's so cool. Oh, I guarantee you're not going to have 40 subscribers after tonight. So if you liked that story, head over to Cosmic Society, all one word. Oh, this is cool. Okay, I don't want to get copyright here. Let's see here.
No.
Check this out. This is her with all of these different shows that she's been on with this story. So definitely want to check that out. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you, and we're going to connect again. I'm sure of it.
Whenever you need me, Marv. And I do want to just say one more thing, and that's all of this 25 years of so-called ghost hunting has made me a born-again Christian. So it's just all a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's been real scary at times. I'll be the first one to admit that, but I've learned I've actually worked with Malachi Martin, who's now dead, but he's the author of Hostage to the Devil. He was a Jesuit priest at the Vatican and did many exorcisms, and I've actually been to a real exorcism, which was another story for another time. But yeah, definitely I'm here for anybody who needs help. I can never turn anybody down who legitimately needs help. So that's what I want to do, and I thank you so much. I thank you for what you do. Maybe another time we can talk about targeted individual stalking from just being, tuned into channels that tell the truth, and it's just crazy. But power of the Holy Spirit is what gets me through. So thank you, Marv, so much. I love you guys. Love all of you guys.
All right. Well, God bless Cosmic Society. Donna, Ken, you have a wonderful night, and be safe, be prepared, and Marv out.
Thanks, Marv. Bye-bye.
Bye. To say, if you guys want to help support the channel, you can actually help do this and protect yourself with an EMP shield. There are some things that we can't say that I wish we could. But again, I think soon enough, I think everyone will know across the country, and I believe in the next 6 months, a lot of things are going to come out about some of the things that are going on. I believe it's just smart. Even if this never happened, this is actually a good purchase for, say, a home. If you want lightning protection, it's actually, I think, a fifth of a cost of a standard deductible if your house got struck by lightning. So there's a lot of different reasons why this would be a good thing. But again, it protects against EMP E1, E2, and E3 phases. And then this is actually tested by Keystone. It's military standards. And here's the kicker. A lot of people say this and say that. These guys are contracted with the big guys, the DODs, the government agencies. They are protecting themselves with this. After T-Man signed that bill, this company went in. In fact, EMP Shield was mentioned in the EMP Resilience Report by Homeland Security as one of their main, hey, recommended. Again, marfooglenews.com/EMP. There's many different devices. What it does is it grounds the signal. If an EMP hit, or even they tested it up to 43 times, or a CME, a coronal mass ejection, then it will actually ground the signal before it fried your device. We actually get $50 off per device, and they are always doing all sorts of different things for the Foogle family. They are an amazing company. Again, marfooglenews.com/EMP.
You want to know what's going on? What's really going on when it happens? Go to marfooglenews.com and get Marfoogle alerts along with a Discord invitation where you can find your local state group and get together with the Foogle fam. You'll find fast friends where you'll share prep and intel, and there's even special groups for former and current military. But don't try and steal the valor of those who have really served. It won't go well for you. The Marfoogle fam is waiting for you.